Hey friends! So today's video is going to be a get ready with me, and there's been a lot of stuff that's happened in the makeup YouTube community over the last week that I haven't really spoken on my channel yet, that I felt like I could just fit it all into one video, just one mass video. Oh, it's back here. It's harder to see because this is the same, like it's dark and it's harder to see against my comforter. Get up here, little guy, my little squatch. So, the two main things I wanted to discuss in this video are as follows. Kat Von D selling her brand to Kendo, and Too Faced acting a fool after Nikkietutorials came out as a trans woman. So in case you've been checked out of the YouTube community in the last week, Nikkietutorials, one of the OG makeup YouTubers here on this dear website here, she's been making content for 11 years since she was like a teenager. She's 25 now. Nikkietutorials came out as a trans woman. Basically let everybody know that she transitioned in a very, very young age. Not very, very young, but at a younger age, and she was able to complete her transition at a young age to the point where she's been able to live her adult life the way that she's always felt, you know? Does that make sense? And she's never really been open about it with the YouTube community before. And the circumstances that brought her to come out now was that she was being blackmailed. And that's just a whole lot to unpack. It was just really disheartening to hear that somebody was like holding that against her and making it out to be the fact that she like lied to her audience, which is like not a thing. Your audience isn't owed that. It's up to each person, like it's up to each person to decide when is the right time for them, whether it's the safest, whether they're the most comfortable, whether the person that they're coming out to, whether they're close enough to them to feel okay about doing that. Like it's everybody's own personal business. Like it's Nikkie's personal business. And I was so proud of her. Like she was so strong and poised in that video. Watching it, I cried. I watched it twice and I was just so blown away by her like strength in the moment of taking something that somebody wanted to take from her. Somebody wanted to take that from her and taking it back and being like, fuck you guys. This is my life. This is my channel. This is my identity. I'm the one who gets to decide when it's right to tell people. And that's that. There's been a handful of YouTube videos and people and tweets that I've seen saying that, oh, it's bad that she didn't tell her fiance and blah, blah, blah. And it's like in the video, she herself said that she wished she had told him sooner. But again, that's her business. That's their business. That's nobody else's business to decide when it's the right time. Like it's nobody's business but your own. Seeing people like take that as like a negative from it, whereas like, oh well, Nikkie should have told her fiance, should have told her boyfriend. But it's like, wait, that's what you're pulling from the video? Like that's what people are getting mad about when somebody was blackmailing her into making it? And the fact that some people's takeaway from the video was that she should have told her boyfriend sooner, when she herself in the video said that she wished she had told him sooner. And it's just so backwards to me to think that that's what somebody felt the need to make a video about after the fact, when like for me the takeaway was that like I'm very proud of Nikkie. I'm excited for her going forward to just feel free about stuff and feel free and out, but I was also like very disgusted by the fact that she was blackmailed into doing it, because nobody should be blackmailed into doing that, because that's so fucking dangerous. Like what? Let me get this stuff blended into my face. But that was my takeaway from the video. I was happy at the overwhelming response to the video was positive, and the overwhelming response to the video was people supporting her and just being positive and supportive, and that was nice. Even amongst the handful of people saying that they felt like betrayed or whatever. I'm like, fuck off. Like I saw somebody comment on Twitter saying that like, when Nikkie said that she was a real woman, that this person felt like hurt. It's like, what does that have to do with you? Nikkie being a woman and saying she's a woman, what does that have to do with your own womanhood. How does that hurt you? That's who she is. And how does that hurt anybody else? How does Nikkie being a trans woman, being a woman, hurt anyone else's womanhood? It doesn't. And anybody responding that way, I just feel like are very insecure, because it's like, fuck off. Really? Really? That's what you took from this? In the midst of all of that, and in the midst of the overwhelming positivity in general, we had Jared Blandino's sister. Now we're getting into the Two-Face drama. Jared Blandino's sister. I don't know if her name is Lisa. I think her name is Lisa, but her Instagram handle is Danny California, which is like already having a Red Hot Chili Peppers reference as your username. But the fact that Ms. Blandino, Jared's sister, posted on her own Instagram bio, not like a post, not like a tweet, not like an update on her it was her Instagram bio, said something to the effect of, transgender, huh? That's not the only thing she's been lying about. And my mouth hit the floor. My jaw hit the floor. I was like, really? Lisa? Really? Ms. Blandino? Are you kidding me? Like, I wasn't necessarily the most surprised by her actions, because she's proven herself to be like a trash person before now. Not only did she come into my comments where I was making some relatively innocuous comments about a Too-Faced concealer and an anti-haul, I was like, oh yeah, none of these concealers work for me because they're all too yellow. And she was like,
well, they're yellow because they're supposed to be brightening. Like, of course there's one that works for you.
And basically just like saying I was wrong. And I was like, I know my own face. Stop pretending like you know my face better than me. So that was the first strike on Lisa Blandino for me. And then I saw just like other various places where she would just like clap back on social media when anybody would say anything bad about Too-Faced. And back when the Shane Dawson and Jeffrey documentary came out last year technically now, 2019, we're already in 2020, fuck. Some of the information that came out was that Nikkie was paid like a pretty low amount for this Too-Faced collab, and then all of a sudden, Lisa was like posting all of this like bullshit on her Instagram saying that Nikkie was lying and that she was just harassing Nikkietutorials and just being an overall terrible business person and just a shitty person in general. So since then, I haven't expected anything more from her or from Jared. And I kind of stopped checking for Too-Faced a long time ago. I stopped checking for them when the Rich Lives Matter cake came out, when all of like you guys have seen my anti-hauls, you know I don't check for Too-Faced. Their products are lackluster, their releases are weird, I don't understand their branding, and Jared seems very out of touch with anybody but rich people. And I know that like most brand owners are rich, but like to flaunt it in a way that's like really insensitive to like a real movement like Black Lives Matter, it's like,
fuck you, Jared.
But this newest kerfuffle with Lisa coming after Nikkie, I'm glad that it's shown more of their true colors, but I'm kind of annoyed that it's taken a lot of people this long to stop checking for Too-Faced, because there's so many things that they've done in the past that's like, yikes. The only Too-Faced products I own are like a bronzer from a few years back and like a liquid lipstick from a few years back, so not that I've been missing out on a lot of stuff, but I was just absolutely disgusted by the fact that Jared's sister is this unprofessional and this shitty of a person. And it was nice to see that Jared made a public post on his Instagram page saying that she's no longer a part of the company, but it was on his personal page and not on like Too-Faced page. It just feels like Estee Lauder needs to put out like a public statement or something, that it was just like too little too late at this point. And it felt like Estee Lauder pressured him into doing this. Like, I guarantee it wasn't Jared's, like, own actions, his own idea to fire his sister. I'm sure it was Estee Lauder because it's gonna hurt business. And I'll be interested to see what happens going forward. I'm still not checking for Too-Faced. I haven't checked for Too-Faced in a long time. That's that on that. It's just so frustrating seeing that comment brought more people out in saying that Nikkie was lying about something, that Nikkie not telling the entirety of the internet that she was a trans woman, that she was lying, when that's absolutely not the case. Like, she's still Nikkietutorials, she's still the tall queen of intricate eye looks, like, What difference does it make? My thing is like, the only people who are saying that she lied, that she's being a liar, are the people who are kind of just outing themselves as being like transphobic, because it's like, what difference does it make if she is or isn't trans? Like, she's still the same person. So the fact that like her coming out about it now makes somebody feel betrayed. Play on yourself, okay? That's my thoughts on that. I'm super proud of Nikkie. I'm sorry that she was blackmailed into it. I'm not gonna say that I think it's Jared's sister that was blackmailing her, because I have no specific evidence to come to that conclusion, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was. I'm gonna use my double-sided Anastasia brush. I know I said in my last anti-haul that I never use the brushes. I never use this side. This side is gross and disgusting and scratchy. This side I will use to pack on color. This side is the only good side. So if they want to keep putting them in, put this one on, because this is just, it's not even a good brush. So that was the first part of last week. And then I've had so many people ask me on socials, because I've been so vocal against Kat Von D. I've had so many people ask me what my stance now on the brand, now that Kat Von D has stepped away and that they've rebranded, taken her name out of it, not fully because it's still KVD Vegan Beauty. So it's still her initials, but it's not her name. And she posted on her social media that she is now gonna focus on music. Okay. And her own vegan shoe line. Kat has now stepped down. And when I first saw it, I was like, I'm sure she has to be getting royalties for her name. I'm sure she's not fully disconnected, but I guess Samantha Ravndal, the hero that we all needed, reached out to Kendo and was basically like, hey, is Kat going to be getting any royalties from this? Is this going to benefit her at all if we buy from them? What say you, Kendo? And I guess they said that she won't be getting any royalties from it. And that is good. I'm glad. I'm still unsure if I would ever use the products or buy the products and talk about them on my channel again, because rather than just being like a regular consumer and like buying things and using them by myself, buying products and talking about products for me has a larger implication than just like a regular consumer that doesn't make YouTube content about makeup. So I might start checking for them now. I might start to see what kinds of stuff they're putting out. If it's just going to be the same products that they've been putting out, I don't necessarily feel the need to buy anything from them, because like I haven't been excited by the products themselves. So like I don't feel like a wave of like,
oh my god, now I can buy all these stuff that I wanted.
Because I didn't actually want anything from them. Like the only thing that like I really liked from Kat Von D when I did have products from them and I did support the brand, I had the Shade and Light eye palette, which I have decluttered and passed off to a friend of mine. I had the Serpentina palette, which was terrible, and I passed off to a friend of mine. I have the Pastel Goth palette that I still have. I don't use on camera, but I still have it because I like it and I didn't want to get rid of it just because I didn't want to buy from them anymore. And then the eyeliner. Like the eyeliner was really the only thing that I would repurchase, and I bought more than once from the brand because I did like the eyeliner. Now I have a NYX liner that I like just as much, and it's cheaper, so I don't necessarily feel like I need to. And I never liked the liquid lipsticks, so like that's not something that I'm feeling conflicted about. While I'm glad that she's no longer attached to the brand, for people who did have products that like only worked for them from her brand, because I know like the foundation range goes very, very light, and for some people that foundation was like the only foundation that they could find in their shade, which is why I've always felt bad for people who can't find their foundation shade very easily, and then when the one foundation that they can use comes from a brand that like ends up clowning on themselves, it's like, fuck. Like, thankfully my foundation is BareMinerals. Does anybody check for BareMinerals? No, they're boring as shit, but do they do bad shit? No. So I'm not really believing Kat's story that she's like busy and working on a bunch of other things. I fully believe that Kendo wanted to buy her out and get her away from the brand so that they could still try and make money from this, because I think the brand was suffering a lot and they weren't making a lot of money because, I don't know, like not only did Kat out herself as an anti-vaxxer, but so many things about her and her husband being anti-Semitic and just like the questionable ideas, the questionable ideals, just questionable everything. I feel differently about the brand now that she's not getting royalties. I'm not gonna like go out and buy a bunch of stuff now out of spite for her, but I'm also not gonna side eye the people still promoting the products online. Cause for a long time, when people would promote Kat Von D products on their socials, I would get annoyed. So now that the brand is going under a different name, and if they're able to kind of work themselves out of this hole, I won't have that same opinion about other people going forward using the brand. I'm not going to right now just because honestly, I'm not excited about anything that they've put out. The new blushes that they put out are pretty, but it'll take a little while for her to distance herself fully from it in my head, because it's different than like Urban Decay being sold and somebody else being in charge of it. It's like a namesake brand that now no longer has the namesake involved in the brand. So like it's a bit more complicated because it's still attached to her name, and I could still see using the products in my own mind, for myself. I could still see using the products be like somehow promoting her, unless they come up with some like life-altering, earth-shattering products. I don't necessarily feel the need to buy anything from them yet. So yeah, I mean, like, I'm definitely gonna be checking for them now just to see what's gonna happen. I'd be surprised if they're able to get themselves out of the hole, because there was so much damage done to the brand by Kat herself. And I had like one person comment on a video recently being like, the haters ruined the brand, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, the haters did not ruin the brand. Kat ruined the brand. Congratulations, you played yourself, Kat. Yeah, I don't know. Blush. So yeah, I'm gonna keep my eyes open to see what kind of stuff that they might come out with, if they're able to actually come out with things that are new and different and cool, because they haven't been able to in the last couple of years. I feel like the last thing I saw from Kat Von D that I actually kind of wanted was like the lip liners that they came out with to match the liquid lipsticks, because I don't like the liquid lipsticks, but I liked the colors. I'll be interested to see if they're able to make the brand cool again. Make Kat Von D great again. Make KVD Beauty great again. So that's my thoughts on that. I'm blushing up my face very much. It's very warm in here, so my face is already getting a little bit shiny, but I'm okay with that.
Highlighter.
I know I need to get a new highlighter brush, but I've been eyeing one from Kaleidos, but it's out of stock right now. So, you know, I'm using the Halo highlight from Give Me Glow. It is blinding. Ugh, so pretty. In my inner corner. I wore this look yesterday. I've been really liking the combination of this like corally red. The corally red in my crease is from the Decaf palette from Midas. And then literally the only other color I have on my eye is sponsored from the Jackie palette. Been liking it a lot. All right. Okay. So
here's the earth.
Mascara. But yeah, there's just been a lot going on in YouTube land this week. I'm trying to think what else. Oh yeah, Midas is like days away from revealing the Smoky Glow collab, which I will be talking about on my channel. Don't you worry. Obviously, she's a homie. I'm super stoked. My merch is getting here this week, so y'all should see it very, very soon. I'm so excited to show you guys. I'm so stoked. I'm using the sculpted volume Lash Princess from Essence as opposed to the false lash effect today. I've kind of been liking it lately. It does have more of like a curling effect, less separating than the false lash effect, but more curl, I feel like. All right. Now, I need to sprays my face. I'm just gonna put on a lip gloss out in the other room. I'm gonna do a podcast right after this. My shirt is a Typhoon band tee. This pendant came from Bone China Designs. Lacey made me this. I got a new ring from a maker, a seller called Squirrel vs. Coyote, and it says fuck shit up. Like it's great. And then my earrings just say fuck all over it. It's stamped in. So that's the look I'm doing today. Nothing too, actually it's quite bright, but yeah, I just wanted to kind of like put all of my thoughts in one video because I've had a lot of people ask me specifically about my thoughts about the Kat Von D thing, because I have been so vocal about her when it all happened, and I still think that the stuff they're putting out isn't that exciting. So, yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about today. If you have thoughts, please leave them in the comments below. Today's song of the day, let's see. Honestly, I've just been listening to so much fucking Harry Styles, Jesus Christ. Ooh, I know. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Okay, song of the day. I don't know why all of a sudden I fell down a rabbit hole of like early 2000s rock, but song of the day is Get Free by The Vines, which is a song from 2002, which was 18 years ago. Yeah, it's so nostalgic, so old school. It just reminds me of like when music videos were still a thing on MTV. I miss it so. I miss when music videos were a thing. Because I love music videos. Get Free by The Vines is your song of the day. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new here and you'd like to see more, please hit the subscribe button. That would be fantastic. There's a good portion of people who watch my videos that aren't subscribed, so subscribe if you want to. I upload Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Thanks so much to my patrons. Y'all are fantastic. I appreciate ya. And I will see you guys all on Thursday. Okay, bye!